Hey, we finally got, I think, I haven't opened the box yet. We finally got the motherboard for the White Cube computer. So let's open the box, put the computer back together, and see if the diagnostics was correct. Here's the box. Here's the new board. Here's the old board. Now the CPU hooks in a little different. We'll take these off, but other than that, it should be the same. So let's get that done. I'm going to remove these screws. That's just the bottom plate. So it actually is the same. We're just going to take these off. We're going to take the CPU there. I'm going to check the heat stuff. And we'll get it on there. CPU and fan has been moved from the old board to the new board. It looks like this board does not have a battery. So we will pop the battery out of this board. Old battery's out. And put the new battery, or this is the actual battery. I'm hoping that we just pop it in there. So we're going to take the old motherboard, and we're going to set it off the side. And we're going to get the case up here and start putting it back together. So here we are. We're looking at this computer. All right. Now we're going to take the board, place the board in there. So we got a little problem here. Well, that's a plug. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. So let's just take like that. Right? And we got our screws. So let's start with CPU back here. All right. Here's the audio down here, if you can see that. All right, so we got most of this hooked all back up. Have to get the old glasses out. Power, the negative lead is on the outside. So we had these I had these backwards. Okay, that's in there. Let's get cables are all hooked up. Let's, you know what? We forgot the screw. Another board. Screwdriver a little bit bigger. All right, that's that. Now let's get the fan hooked back up there. All right, plug this back in. All right, so we have, let's go ahead and hook the power up to the board. All right. We got a few more parts over here. That's the one way it goes. Only one way it can go on there. I think I got that. I had to go just check to make sure on that right there. You know, it doesn't hurt to check. Okay, let's get this video card in here. All right, we're about ready. We're almost ready to turn this on. See if what we got works. Oh, I'm crossing my fingers. Crossing my fingers, crossing my eyes, crossing everything I can. We're gonna get this card in here. We're gonna pop the RAM in. It doesn't have the clip on that side. All right, so let's plug it in. See what we got here. Moment of truth almost, I think. Comes right on. See if we can get anything out of it. All right, here we go. CPU installed. All right, it's gonna boot Windows. So it looks like we got a winner here. Let's get it rest the way back together. We still don't know if it hasn't booted completely. So, okay, we're having a little problem. Apparently the hard drive in this must also been damaged. I can get it to boot to a flash drive, but then it goes into auto repair on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick another hard drive in there. I'm going to try to get a boot legacy mode or something to get Windows on there. Because this will just sit here and spin. Just to stay here. So let's take a look. Alright, here's what we have here. I have this machine will set here like this. It goes in to try to fix the hard drive or whatever, Windows boot manager. It just comes up with an error. It doesn't, well, it just stays like this. Now, I did try to boot to a Linux on a USB. Started booting right up. So what I'm doing now is I went and found a SATA hard drive. I'm downloading Windows 11. We're going to try to get this booted to Windows 11. And maybe we can see what's wrong with, or maybe we could just boot I'm hoping that Windows 11, if we get Windows 11 on here, it'll fix the hard drive. I don't know. I think the hard drive got something wrong with it also. Well, it has to, otherwise it'd boot, right? It is now 5 hours into this simple board swap. All right, here's what I did is it would not boot to any OS. I tried an external, another hard drive. I took the old hard drive out of there, the old drive. Took it out of there. I tried a regular SATA drive, new Windows copy. Then I said, okay, let's just try Debian. Debian almost started to boot, or it did boot to install. Then when you went to graphics install, it would not keep going. All right. So I said, okay, maybe there was something else. The motherboard now works. We can check other things out. I tested the RAM. I have this PC had the same RAM in it. So I put a stick in there. Nothing. All right. I pulled it out of the machine, out of there, make sure there wasn't a ground issue. Nothing. The same thing. I said, okay, maybe the CMOS needs flashed. All right. So I tried to flash the CMOS. Halfway through, it would get stopped. Another halfway through, it would get stopped. Didn't even go very far. It's like it's not writing. So everything on this board besides the CPU has been tested. I'm thinking that the CPU has an issue. Who knows? I mean, I don't know what the pop did to that. They spilled pop all over it. I don't know what it did. So for $80, I bought a different CPU, a little newer one. It'll be here tomorrow. We'll throw it in there, and hopefully everything comes up. Other than that, I am stumped. I am stumped. I mean, that's the only thing. I can't run any software to test it. I don't have another CPU to try. I don't know. I don't think it's actually the case. I think I could probably put a board in there and have it come on. We know it's not the graphics card. We know it's the RAM. I tested the RAM in another computer. I've taken the CPU out a couple different times. There are no bent pins. It's getting power. I mean, we can turn it on here. All right, let's we got it plugged in. It'll come up here. I'm going to show you. All right. And I have it stuck to where this will stay on all the time, the boot. So we can enter into the CMOS. All right. You know, I've had frustrated PCs before, but this is something. Oh my. This is something. And we're gonna have to probably turn it off again, turn it back on. It's missing some write access or something. I don't know what it is. All right, what I did is I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I went ahead and bought a new processor. It is a little faster processor, but it was on sale on the river. It was $80 versus the one that's in here, $160. It was marked down $100 or $120. So I bought it. And we're going to throw it in here. And hopefully that fixes things. So let me get this apart. All right, we got a Windows spinning logo down there. I think this is going to fix it. I don't know if Windows will repair or not, but it sure looks better than it did yesterday. I did reset this PC. I said reinstall from local. Let's see if it makes it. I kept the personal data, but it doesn't always work. I may have to get another copy of Windows. I don't know, but I'm just excited that it's doing something. So, again, more updates coming. All right, I have a call in to find out what the password is on this, but it looks like it came back. We are now going to put it back together. All right, as I'm doing this, I'm hoping that you can see all this. Yesterday, it took, as I mentioned, I'm sure there's going to be a clip in here somewhere. It took about 5 hours to get it down to the CPU. The CPU was doing, it was not a hard fail, it was a soft fail. And more than likely it had something to do with the pop on it. Something got across. Well, these things back here, as I pointed out in an earlier video, are part of the voltage controller system that goes to the CPU. So I assume, I don't know for sure, I assume that it got too much voltage to the CPU. what had me puzzled, well, I mean, before I couldn't even diagnostic because the board wouldn't come up. But what had me puzzled more than anything is it would run in BIOS. The BIOS would run and it just would not keep going. So that had me puzzled. But we eliminated everything else. Everything else was eliminated that could be wrong with that machine. So it had to be the CPU. If it wasn't, then I was really going to throw in the towel. I mean, because I've never had a machine that I wasn't able to save. But that doesn't mean there can't be a first time. Right? So let's get this back together. I'm not going to need that hard drive anymore. I'm hoping that you can see all this. See down in there. I think you can. We're going to put this back on. Machine comes up, it's coming on, Windows is spinning up, hopefully it comes up. Yep, alright, let's do a little recap here. Basically we had a computer that had pop spilled all over it. The residue from pop gets inside the components and it's not good on computers. It starts eating things away and whatnots. Alright. Initial diagnostics was the motherboard was bad, which it was, but because the voltage, I really firmly believe that there was pop that got in the voltage regulator type thing for the CPU and short-circuited the CPU. Not completely, that's why it was so hard to detect. Able to go into CMOS. We were able to even start to install, and then it would just stop. It was like a right thing type. Something was not right. It was almost like a bad piece of RAM. But we tested the RAM, so we knew it wasn't it. We bought a new CPU, and that fixed it. So it was the CPU. It was the motherboard. It was the CPU, which basically really a brand new computer almost. But for a few $100s, we're able to save a machine. And my understanding is that the gentleman that got the machine back is able to play games now that he wasn't able to play before. So the faster CPU really improved everything. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching.